All right, Bob, we come to the LiveAlert Center following a story that's been developing overnight into this morning. Former NBA champion Lamar Odom found unresponsive inside of a brothel just outside of Las Vegas late overnight. He has now been taken to a hospital where he remains hospitalized this morning. The owner of that brothel told reporters he didn't think Odom was going to make it, and if he did, he fears Odom may never be the same. He was the guest of that owner who said Odom appeared to be fine, then turned a bit somber when he said people were calling and bothering Odom on Sunday. Then two women who work at the brothel found him unresponsive overnight. Attempts to airlift him to a hospital failed because Odom was just too big to get into the helicopter. They then had to transport him by ground some 70 miles. He was said to be stabilized at the scene, then transported to that hospital where he remains this morning. No update on his condition as of this morning as well. Sadly, what many people may know him best for was being married to Khloe Kardashian instead of what he's done on the NBA floor. But scores of NBA players, even his former team, the Miami Heat, this morning, coming out in support, praying for Lamar Odom this morning, guys.
Back to you.
All right, Gannon, you started your segment off by handing out some grades. Toyota now trying to up its grade when it comes to emission checks, and in doing so may actually eliminate the use of gas altogether, and it could happen sooner than you may think it would. Now, by 2050, Toyota will be selling hardly any gasoline-powered vehicles. That announcement coming out this morning. Instead, the automaker says it will push hybrid and vehicles running on fuel cells to radically reduce the emissions. Now, the announcement this morning indicating Toyota hopes to sell more than 30,000 fuel cell vehicles by 2020 to reduce emissions by 90%. It'll also move to sell twice as many hybrid vehicles as it's done so far. Now, in saying all this with the hybrids and the fuel cells, Toyota's still saying electric cars are not part of that automaker's future, guys. Well, this morning, new information coming in about a plane crash that turned deadly in South Florida yesterday. Some of the new information actually is video that shows the moments before that crash took part, bursting into flames on two mobile homes. This, again, just outside of West Palm Beach, Florida. This security cam video shooting across the street, and you can see the plane start to enter the frame there. It also shows a pretty good estimation of the angle that plane comes in sideways before it disappears, and then you see the flames and a cloud of smoke bursting into the air. That plane crashing on two mobile home sites, and this morning we've now learned at least 3 people are confirmed dead from this. 3 bodies have been pulled from the wreckage. A man saying that his daughter is among those dead. She was actually sleeping inside of one of those mobile home trailers yesterday when that crash happened. This morning, the NTSB is expected to be on site as the crash investigation continues. Still no word on what caused that crash or anything about the crew inside of that plane.
Ceremony. Checking in with Bob Bonner right now in the LiveAlert Center.
Yeah, Kim, following developments coming out of Turkey this morning, where Turkish officials who had just been combing social media in the wake of those twin blasts that killed 97 people actually have found a lead, now detaining 2 people who seem to have had prior knowledge of those blasts. Now, those people, a day before the attacks, posting 2 separate tweets to Twitter suggesting there could be a bomb attack in the city of Ankara. One of those tweets said, "The bomb will explode in Ankara." The other said, "What if ISIS explodes a bomb in Ankara?" Now, those blasts, again, killed 97. Dozens of others were injured. A government official is saying this morning that the 2 had ties to a Kurdish rebel group that has been fighting Turkey's security forces. But again, social media turning sour for 2 individuals again this morning as they are now facing charges in that bombing.
Bob Bonner, when was the last time we had a 0% rain chance forecast throughout? We got it now, and it's just what we need. Over to you.
All right, again, and following the story now that's developing out of the Philippines that will likely gather some speed as the day goes on. A video has been released this morning by a group claiming to be aligned with ISIS. It is showing hostages from the Philippines. That video shows those hostages being held from Philippine and the Canadian government, saying their lives are in danger. The kidnappers do not reveal their affiliation, although the flags are consistent with ISIS or jihadist flags. And the abductions are believed to have taken place the evening of the 21st of September. This was from the Ocean View Resort on Samal Island off the coast of the Philippines. Now, one of the victims in the video is actually the owner of the resort. The hostage takers' demands are that the 2 governments cease military actions, and that would just open up negotiation for those hostages' lives. Again, this video released earlier this morning. Those are still frames from that video. This will no doubt gather some momentum as this day goes on. But again, this coming out of the Philippines as of this morning, guys.
All right.